guys, welcome to the video. It's 2020. I'm pumped. I've got a lot that I want to do this year in terms of content and really upping my production game in terms of these videos and the content that I'm making. So yeah, I'm going to be trying to make better videos every week. So if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And, let's chat about music production and gear in the comments because that's a lot of fun. Today, I want to talk about the Maschine and how I've been using it a little bit inside Ableton, or on its own, and then transferring the stuff to Ableton because it's awesome. It's changed the way that I make music. So let's get into it and have a look at what I've been doing with the Maschine. So I started out by taking this guitar loop that sounded like this. Then I put that over 4 different pads on the drum pad. And then I got another guitar loop that sounded like this. So then I got a drum kit that I made using just a couple of hat samples, a kick sample, and then this snare that I layered with a clap and a percussion sound. So you can see when I'm hitting this, all of them are triggering. They're in the same link group. And then these 2 hats are in the same choke group so that when the open hi-hat hits, if I hit the closed hi-hat immediately afterwards, it's not going to continue to play. So more like what a real drum kit would. Then I got a sample of an 808. That I just would play like a keyboard. And so what I did was I created a bunch of different patterns on each of the different instruments. A few different bass patterns and a few different drum variations. So some of the guitar ones sound like this. Yeah, so just came up with a few different variations on a theme, variations of ideas. Then what I did was took it over to Ableton and opened Maschine up inside Ableton and just recorded the different parts as like raw material in the project file. In terms of effects on the sounds, on these guitar ones, I've got this lo-fi effect, a supercharger, which is kind of like a compressor thing, a little bit of chorus, and then just a performance effect. I recorded some variations in with when I was recording into Ableton. So I've really been enjoying this system of using the Maschine to come up with ideas. Let me show you another track that I've been working on because this was the first one I did, but I have refined the way that I've been organizing things. And in this last one I was just messing with patterns, not really using scenes. But now in this track here, I have been using scenes to come up with different sections of the song as opposed to just different idea parts. So I did the same thing here in terms of building myself a kit. I did the same thing here where I got a guitar sample and just cut it up over the 16 pads. Then I use a flute sample cut that up over 16 pads. This other loop, which I put a few effects on. Yeah, I put a reverb on, the new Native Instruments reverb. That was a free one they released, and I've been really enjoying it. A wider plugin to give it more of a stereo spread, a bus compressor. Then I've got my drum beat, a bass sound. Just like the last one that I did, I came up with a bunch of different patterns for the different instruments, and this time I took it one step further by organizing them in scenes. So you can see that as I'm flicking through different scenes, it's selecting different groups of patterns. This is what it sounds like. In scene 2, scene 3, I don't know about that percussion loop. I came up with this part. I don't know if this fits or whatever, but it kind of sounds interesting. So I recorded that by basically just layering a whole lot of melody parts over top of each other, which created a bunch of chords. I don't know if I'm going to use that yet. I really am enjoying this flute kind of vibe. So yeah, I think adding the use of the scenes to my workflow with this really helped. The next step for this beat will be to bring it over into Ableton, record the parts out, and then arrange it into a track. Alright, so after I've recorded the ideas on the Maschine, what I did was opened up this Ableton session and created this instance of the Maschine VST, which I then loaded in my project, essentially, and set up the routing so that each of the different groups, so the guitar part, the bass part, and the drums part, each of the different groups all had their own channel inside of Ableton. This I colored gray because it's essentially just a utility. It's there to enable me to get the sound into live. What I then did was recorded all of the different variations that I thought I might want to use. Here's some leftover parts. So yeah, I mean, those are leftover parts I didn't use, but I had basically every single pattern that I had recorded. So then what I did was essentially just listen through, find bits I like, and chop them all up. As you can see, everything's a little glitchy. Everything you hear is from 3 tracks. Basically, the 3 tracks on the Maschine. Have a listen. First thing I did was create this guitar loop using the glitchy cuts that I'd made inside Maschine. And that was using a lot of, reversing, pitch bending, I reversed that clip, stretching, warping, a lot of audio manipulation like that inside of Live. See, this one's up 24 semitones, up 12 semitones. Just to kind of make glitchy noises. And rhythmic stuff, And like this section here. That one there, I had up 12 semitones on the beat swap mode. That there, that's still the guitar. I think what I did there was copied a cut that I'd made 4 times and then consolidated the clip and then like pitched it down, or I had already pitched it down, I think 4 octaves maybe? I don't know. But it sounds like a dubstep bass or something at that point. Then I've got the bass line here. So I tried a technique with the bass this time where I actually cut out a section of the audio clip wherever the kick drum was playing to try and give it even more space than it would on a sidechain. So it sounds a bit weird soloed, but this is what it sounds like in context. I think it worked pretty well. I'm not sure what that squeaky thing is. I think it's in the drums, but I haven't quite figured out what's causing that in my effect chain yet. But we'll get there, So this track's not quite done. There's a few more things I want to do in terms of arrangement and mixing and stuff. But essentially, it's just 3 tracks. And like my drum here, that's just a percussion loop that I made from different parts of my drum loops from the Maschine. So I've been really enjoying using the Maschine as kind of like a scratch pad to cut up and generate ideas and different patterns, and then bringing those into Ableton and having these raw materials that I can then work with and rearrange and chop up in different ways. It's a lot of fun. So I'm super pumped with the Maschine. I think it was probably the best purchase I made last year in terms of music production equipment. It's really changed the way that I produce and has enabled me to get a lot more hands-on with kind of like glitchy and stuff, which I enjoy doing. I'm probably going to make a few more videos about the Maschine and like what it can do and what I think of it, because I'm still getting to know it myself, really. But yeah, I'm so pumped with it. The other thing I recently got is this Apollo Twin X. That and the Maschine have like changed the game for me, I think. Wait, one second. The interface that I was using before was this old Presonus audio box USB that worked, so I didn't replace it. But I didn't like it. And yeah, the audio box has been absolutely game changing. It's expensive, but I think it's worth it. I've really been enjoying using it. So I'll probably make a video about that too, because there's a lot you can do with it. Anyway guys, hope you have enjoyed this video and the kind of my process when it comes to using Maschine and Ableton. If you have any questions about anything, let me know. And, we can chat in the comments. Catch you next time.